Hey, big head.
So in Stockton, you went to Valenzuela elementary.
Valenzuela.
Valenzuela, my bad. Valenzuela elementary. What was your best and worst memory attending Valenzuela?
Well, Valenzuela was a great school. It was a magnet school is what they used to, I don't know what they call it now, but it's where I learned Spanish. It was a Spanish immersion school.
Nice.
So like I learned like the Pledge of Allegiance in Spanish before I ever learned it in English. I learned.
Are we about to hear it or what? Do you remember it?
I do.
Give us a couple lines. What is it?
Okay. I don't even like this. I don't even like the US. Sorry, y'all. But to be like, like that's what I'm saying. Prometo lealtad.
Watch the whole thing.
Because I felt like a kindergartner again. A la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y en la república que representa una nación bajo Dios, indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos. And that's our Pledge of Allegiance.
That's pretty bad.
And so like at that school, I learned math and Spanish. I learned social studies and science and Spanish. And then like mostly the only class in English you have is English language arts. When you first go in, and then slowly after fourth grade, they start to transition you out of Spanish and into English. So in fourth grade, they switched like my math class to English. Fifth grade, they switched my social studies. Sixth grade, I had everything in English except the Spanish language arts class.
So will you consider yourself fluent?
No, I'm better than like, I know a little bit, kind of thing. I would say conversational. Yeah. Like I can listen to a conversation. I can speak my way pretty well through a conversation, but I can read and write, but very, very slow.
Gotcha. And that's your.
So I don't put it on resumes like that.
You should actually to think about it.
No, I put conversational Spanish is what I say.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's your best experience. Do you have a worst experience?
My worst experience, I would say when I was in fifth grade, this girl that I went to school with, she called me a burnt cracker. Isn't that so mean? Like that was the meanest thing she could come up with. And and we were in fifth grade, and it was because like, I don't know, I beat her in some game or something like that. And I just remember like feeling so angry, and I didn't know what to do about it. And I just wanted to throw rocks at her. I had no idea
how to feel. I'm most angry about with that story? What type of cracker? Are we talking about animal cracker? Are we talking about Ritz cracker? Are we talking about a clubhouse cracker? Like,
what I picture? Are those saltine crackers when they're a little burnt on the corner? Have you ever? Those square ones?
Square ones? Oh, like the little premium one? I got you. That's what went to your head?
That's what always goes to my head. I'm like, those aren't even good.
And from here, you went to Hamilton Middle School. How was your experience there?
So I come from the age group, right, where like school was all the kids after me and major changes were happening like in education. And so like as far as they were experimenting, I guess, with K through 8 schools and stuff like that. So so after that elementary school, I went to middle school, and I was like the last graduating middle school grade. You know what I mean? Like after that, all the schools transitions to K through 8.
Okay, gotcha.
And middle schools didn't exist anymore, pretty much in Stockton Unified. So I had a really fun experience. It was a little bit of like I went from this magnet school where everybody's like speaking Spanish and we're all like, it was very, very, very small, to being in a middle school in the south side of Stockton. And there was hella kids that I did not know, and they all like knew each other from elementary school. And so it was really weird. And I was in IB program, pre-IB program, which again is like, the smart kids. So I always felt, I don't know, out of place a little bit, or like trying to be cool, or, just finding my group of friends.
You still try to be cool.
Yeah.
When I meet Jazzy in person, she always tried to dap me up. And it's the worst dap I have ever experienced before in my life. Like, it's so soft. There's no conviction. It's like, it's the weakest thing you've ever seen. So till this day, she still has that problem.
I feel like I always do it with a smile on my face too. Like, I don't know if you're supposed to do it like seriously, or like you're supposed to have a serious face, but I can't. I always do it with a smile. But yeah, it was a fun experience. That's where I went to, my first dance. It's where, like I had my first boyfriend, all of that, like, where I used to walk around the track instead of run, all of that.
So I'm sure the people at home want to know, when you say your first dance, did you actually dance, or were you just standing there and, doing your whole, what was your action?
No, I did dance. That was, I feel like me and my era, like this was the start of, when you go to a party and all the girls are dancing around each other,
Right.
Like
right.
that happened in middle school too. Like we were doing all of that. And so I would like practice, like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do the monster. But, like.
Oh, that would be so gold if I could see that. That would be so gold.
Like I'd be in the middle of the mirror, like doing the lean with it, rock with it. Like all of that was middle school, and so.
But you're not alone. Most people our age, when we were dancing, we knew all the new dances. We practiced in the comfort of our own home. So then when we feel comfortable, we can display it to the actors,
exactly.
But the lean with the rock one, I gotta see that. I for sure gotta see that. Did you throw it in the air too and then catch it too? Did you do that? What's up? What did you do?
Of course.
That's the only way to do it.
You can't do it any other way.
You gotta throw it in the air. You gotta throw it in there. Who else
I can imagine. I think my mom was probably practicing the robot, when she was like in middle school.
Probably.
And we had to lean with it, rock with it. Like that's what we had.
So it just evolved. I got you.
Yeah.
So in like around 2007, you attended Cesar Chavez, right, for 2 years.
Yes.
And then from here, you finished your last 2 years at Bear Creek High School.
Where I met you. Yeah.
Go Brunt. Take a peek at the creek. So, why the transfer? What makes you transfer from?
Oh man, this is a story. I don't know. Okay, so just some things to know about me is I've gone through like phases in my whole life. Like middle school, I did color guard and I did the flag and stuff.
What?
I played softball.
Okay, right. Softball,
I played softball like my whole life. I love I play as an adult and stuff too. I love softball. And
she was actually trying to teach me how to pitch one day. She was like, you got to throw from the hip.
Oh yeah, and hit him with it. Yeah, and so and then by the time I was a freshman in high school, I did cheer. I was a cheerleader and softball player, and then I transitioned to Bear Creek and I did wrestling. So it was like a whole bunch of weird stuff going on. I just didn't know who I was, but I transferred for a couple reasons, a couple of different reasons. Like one, why my mom supported the change was like at that time in Stockton Unified, there was a shortage in teachers. And so I had a lot of substitute teachers and I was doing like honors classes and stuff like that. And, but also there was it was a bad time and I don't know how, is this like rated? What is this rating?
You're good. There's mainly adults who watch it, so.
Okay. I figure we want the truth, a little bit.
We gotta have the truth.
Gotta have the truth. And so anyway, there was, this was like at the epitome of, texting and sexting and all of that. And there was like this picture or, whatever, this dumb boy like took of me and like showed everybody at our school, and he was like really popular and I dated him for a while when I was there. And I couldn't really put my finger on why people were treating me how they were treating me, just like really disrespectful. And And I just couldn't, I didn't know that that's what was going on until after I left. But it was enough, even before knowing, it was enough for me to like, I need to leave this place. I can't be here.
I didn't know that story. That's why you transferred. Honestly, I did not know that was the reason. So I appreciate you for sharing that. Honestly, that takes a lot of courage. And did you ever confront him, or did you kind of, once you transferred, it was just water under the bridge?
Well, that became like a very complicated like relationship after that. You know, it was a I don't know how to explain it, but about that in particular, yes, on a level, but you know, like most things that are done to teenage girls at the time, you know, they're just like, you're just making a bigger deal out of it than it is, and all of that. So I never got, you know, an apology or anything, and in my adult years had to just, or like my young adult years had to, you know, set a boundary. But
if he's watching right now, you're a piece of shit.
Fuck you.
Yeah. You're a piece of shit.